Y'all really liked the last one, so here are 3 more things I wish I knew when I first started doing hand embroidery. The first is changing your pattern from black lines on a white background to a black background with a white outline. Well, you can generally see the patterns pretty well when you're trying to transfer with the white background. Depending on the type of fabric you're using, the threads can have a varying thickness in the weave, making the pattern difficult to see, so you can really lose some of the finer details when you're trying to outline. Alternatively, having your white pattern on the black background allows you to see the finer details a lot more clearly. And once you start tracing, you can actually see the pen marks where you've already done the outline. If you've bought a pattern that only has the black lines on the white background, you can use a program like Canva to invert it or trace the pattern on something like Procreate, but keep in mind that all of this is just supposed to be for your personal use. The second is going to be 2 tips in 1 centered around separating our thread out from the skein. Embroidery floss comes in these skeins, which is going to have an end thread at the bottom and also at the top. This is where you can start unraveling the individual links that you would like for your project. But the key is to make sure that you're only trying to unravel the bottom end of the skein with that loose thread. When you pull it this way, you shouldn't encounter any knots or tangling. Now, the thread in the skein actually comes with 6 separate pieces of floss that are twisted together. So when you have a pattern that says you only need 2 threads for your stitch, you're going to want to separate 2 threads out from the piece you've cut directly from the skein. We're going to do this one at a time, taking one individual thread, pinching our base with the 5 other threads, and pulling it out in one smooth motion. The key is just to separate one at a time, which should again prevent any knotting or tangling. And the last tip is using the eye of the needle to back into a loop to finish tying your knot when the thread's too short. I'll start by making my standard little loop, but instead of trying to put my needle through the loop with that thread, I'm going to use the back of it where the eye is, so the needle is just facing in reverse, but we still make a knot nonetheless. My thread was so short that there was no way I'd be able to rotate my needle to do it the right way, but this also allowed me to use more thread in the actual pattern as well. I hope these help, and happy hand stitching!